Hello Flosstube, welcome back to my channel Pages and Stitches. My name is Kelly and I'm glad you're here with me today. Today is August 30th, Tuesday, August 30th. So we got one more day of August and I just wanted to give you my August update for all the projects that I've been working on for this past month. So again, my name is Kelly. If you're new here, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad you're here. My channel name is Pages and Stitches, spelled Pages, the number 3 Stitches, and my Instagram handle is the same. So if you want to go follow me there, you're welcome to do so. I post all of my project updates there as well. Oh, we have a visitor. Hef, hello, say hi. This is Heifer, Hef. If you've never met him before, he's my kitty. He's 14 years old. He's a little old man. And he's kind of a noisemaker, so if you hear random meows in the background, it's because he's jealous that he doesn't have his own floss tube. Say hi. Oh, so cute. Okay, go play. Oh, we're stuck. Okay. Anyways, I just want to say a giant, massive, gargantuan thank you to everybody who's come back to my channel. If you've seen previous videos and decided you liked what I had to say and then you subscribed, that's really awesome and I really appreciate it. And so I'm glad you're back. And anyone who wants to say hi in the comments, just drop me a comment. I definitely pay attention to all of you out there who come back month to month and give me some support and a pat on the back, because that really means a lot to me for sure. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope that you like what I have to show you. And if you are new, say hi in the comments. I'm pretty good about saying hi back. Yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so this is Flosstube number 10, Flosstube update number 10 for the month of August 2022. And you may notice that my background is slightly different, and that's because you will remember, if you've been here before, I moved this month. So I'm in my new place, I'm finally here, I'm finally settled, and that's such a relief. It's such a huge weight off my shoulders because I've been stressing about it, and it's done. So now it's behind me and I can just enjoy my new living situation. It was a relatively easy move. We had movers, so they did most of the hard work. But yeah, I mean, so far so good in the new place. I'm liking my space. I've got a really cool stitching spot, which I'll show you later. I've got my, I'm in my new sewing studio, and it's bigger than my last sewing space, so I'm pretty pumped about it. Somehow I always end up moving during like the hottest part of the year. And since I live in Texas, it means it's like super hot, but I'm breathing a little bit easier now because we finally broken our 100-degree streak. From about mid-June through, I'd say like a week ago, all of our temperatures have pretty much, for the most part, been over 100 degrees. Our hottest day was 111. That was rough. So now we have broken that. We are on a downward slope, thank God. The high today is actually 83, which is like a cold front right now because we are still in August, in the middle of summer in Texas. And that whole time we were in a drought, and that's finally broken as well. We've had some rain this past week. It's actually kind of dreary today because we're supposed to get rain today, which is why the high is only 83. So glory, hallelujah. I'm so happy. We've got rain and we've got cooler weather. I almost need a sweater. Okay, so let's do my reading update real quick. If you're new here, I do one of my other hobbies besides quilting and cross stitching is reading, which is what the Pages and Stitches stands for. So let me do a quick reading update for those of you that are interested. So I actually was able to read quite a bit this month. Most everything got packed away, but my books, I left a chunk of them out that I knew I was going to read, so I just read. This month I started with Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. Then I read Defy the Night. Let me pull it back. Defy the Night by Brigid Kemmerer. This is the first of a series. The second one either just came out or is about to come out, so I'm pretty excited about that. Then I read Verity by Colleen Hoover. Then Sweet Ruin by Kresley Kaale. And this is again in her Immortals After Dark series. This is like number 15 in that series. And I'm still not done. Then I read It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. And then I read the sequel, which is Hook, Line, and Sinker, also by Tessa Bailey. Let me just say this. I read a lot of romance. I don't really read a lot of contemporary romance. Usually it's paranormal, fantasy, or historical. So every once in a while I'll read a contemporary romance, and that's what this series is. And I've been sleeping on Tessa Bailey. Let me say this. If you're a contemporary romance reader and you're not reading Tessa Bailey, you're wrong. Also, I want to do a quick side note. It's not stitching related, so you can fast forward if you don't want to hear this part. I had a conversation with a couple of coworkers like a month or two ago, and they said that something I said changed their life, so I want to share it with you guys too. So I know a lot of people read, but also a lot of people don't because they find it boring. And I just wanted to say, I think if you're finding reading boring, you're reading the wrong thing, because reading is evocative and transformative and I don't know. It's one of my favorite things. So I just think you haven't found the right thing to read yet. And the other thing is, if you're reading a book and you're really struggling with it, you have to give yourself permission to not finish it. Shut it, put it away, don't touch it ever again, because that book obviously is not for you. So I know a lot of people will they'll start a book and they'll try and force themselves to finish it, either because, they paid for it, or they feel like they owe the author that effort to finish it or whatever. And the truth is, you don't know the author crap, because you already bought the book, so they have your money. And if reading becomes a chore and it's no longer enjoyable, then why are you suffering? Give yourself permission to not finish a bad book. Well, let me even change that. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's a bad book. It's just not for you. Just give yourself permission to wash your hands of it, because life's too short to read crummy books or books that you don't like. So my rule of thumb when I'm deciding whether or not I'm going to finish a book is I have the 100-page rule. Every single book I read has 100 pages to hook me. If by the time I get through 100 pages, if I find that the story is boring, or it's poorly written and poorly edited, or the characters aren't likable, or it's just not what I thought it was going to be, then I walk away from it. And I've been so much happier since I've let myself do that without guilt. I had a book this past month I didn't finish. There was one last month. It's not too common when I come across books that I don't finish, but I had one this month and I had one last month. And whenever I'm reading a book I know I don't really like, all I'm thinking about is all the other books on my shelf that I could be reading. So I just do that now. I don't finish a bad book. Don't be too hard on yourself if you're reading a book and it's difficult to get through. Just move on with your life. Don't finish it. That book's not for you. Also, I wanted to do another quick update. So last month I announced the giveaway winners both here on my Flosstube and then also on my Quilter's Corner video where I did a giveaway. So I had 3 winners in total. They each won a pattern and they won a project bag that I had made. And only 2 of them reached out to me. One of my Flosstube winners, and then my Quilter's Corner winner. They both reached out to me, and their project bags and their patterns have been sent off. But the 3rd winner never did. So they had a month, so I redrew. And the one that never was claimed was this pattern by Lavender Lace, which is Fairy Dreams. To enter, you just had to put the word dream in one of the comments. And then this is the project bag that goes with it. And like I said, that person never reached out to me. So I redrew, and the new winner of this project bag and this cross stitch pattern is actually a person named Kelly. Her YouTube channel is Kellzy, Kellzy, and her comment was really sweet because she reached out to me to say that like the algorithm really worked for us because her name is Kelly. She owns a cat. She lives in Texas. She's a cross stitcher. She's also a quilter. So basically we're the same person is what I understand. So congratulations, Kelly. You're the new winner of the Fairy Dreams pattern and the project bag. So I'm going to comment on your original comment, and then I'll try and tag you in this video down below. My Gmail account will be listed in the description box. So just send me an email with your mailing address and your full name so I can get this in the mail to you. You live in Texas. It should get to you very fast. I just need you to contact me first. So congratulations, Kelly. This is for you. Alrighty, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's get into the whip updates. So because I moved, I didn't get to do like a ton of progress, but I still made quite a bit. So I was able to get my hands on 3 whips this month, so let's get into those. So the first whip that I worked on this past month was my focus project, and that is the Kooler Design Studio Christmas Cuddle stocking. Here. This is what it'll look like when it's done eventually. Let me insert a picture here of what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here is where I am now. So I believe the last time you saw it, I was about, like I had just finished their faces and started on the scarf. And so his scarf is now done. I've completely finished it. Well, that's not true. His arm comes down a little bit lower, but I've done most of his arm here. And then I did all of the rest of well, that's not even true either. I did most of the rest of Kitty's body and his little bell. There's a teeny little bit of back stitching on the bell there. So what's left is, if you can see, there's the curve here. The heel of the stocking is right here. And it kind of comes down this way a little bit. And we've already started coming back out this way. So I just have to do the heel and the toe of the stocking, and then I'm done. Isn't that fabulous? I'm so excited. So, oh, and then also, you may remember that I had an issue with this spot right here in the pattern. Let me see if I can get any closer. So you can see, here's the cat, and then there's this random like red spot on him, and it's not the chair because the arm of the chair is what the teddy's little arm is resting on. So you can't even see the rest of it. It's not the chair. It wraps around the cat. Like, it's just not the chair. And so somebody suggested maybe it was a harness, but I don't think that's true because the red doesn't go all the way to the back of him. Like, it goes red and then like white and then red and then white. And there's nothing on the front. So I don't think it's a harness. So I was thinking maybe it was like a misprint in the pattern. So I just decided to convert it to one of his fur colors instead of keeping it red, because I don't know what it is. Even if it's supposed to be there, it bugs me. So I changed it. So this is what it looks like with the conversion. I changed it to, it goes right in here to some of the grays right there. So now it just looks like he has more stripes because he's a stripe. He's like a tabby. So now he's just got more stripes on his back because, I don't know, I think it looks better. So I went with that. And yeah, I mean, I've got, so here's the, let's compare here. I've just basically got his little tail the 2 legs on the teddy, and then the toe is the front of the chair. And that's it. I'm all done after that. Oh, before I forget, this is done on a 14 count green Aida, 2/1 full cross. The pattern calls for 3/1. I didn't want to do 3/1. I like 2/1. And so that's what I did. And I'm using all of the called for colors in the pattern. These are all DMC colors. And the only specialty stitches in this pattern, if you could even call them specialty stitches, is there's just a teeny little bit of back stitching right here and in his eyes. And then there's a couple of French knots that I haven't put in yet because I wanted to do that last so that the Q-snap doesn't squish them. But there's a couple of like red French knots that go up here that I guess kind of look like berries. And then also I'm going to do my name in the garland up here. And I think I'm gonna do it in red. So yeah, there's Christmas Cuddles stocking. Isn't that so fun? Let me show you the back of my project. Some people, for whatever reason, people love to see the backs, and I never really am able to show you whenever they're in their Q-snaps and their frames. So I'm gonna show you the back. Here is the back of my stocking, which, you know, doesn't look too different from the front. And you can see, yes, I do carry threads because I want to, and it doesn't bother me to do that. So there's the back. Also, I wanted to update you guys on how I'm going to finish the stocking. So you may recall, it was either last video or the video before, I showed you the fabric that I had purchased to do the back and the inside of that stocking, which I have right here. So I found this super cute Grumpy Cat pattern, or Grumpy Cat print, because they all have goofy looking hats on. And then the inside is going to be this Christmas red, this bright red with like a metallic print that kind of matches the kitties. Since then, the quilt shop that I bought this fabric from has received another bolt of fabric from the same line that's a different print, but it's the same theme. So let me show you that. So this is it here. And it's a darker, oh, it's upside down. Hold please. Okay, there we go. It's a darker green and it's still like kind of Grumpy Cat themed, but it's kind of got more going on. They're so stinking cute. I'm so in love with this fabric line. I should have bought like yardage, but I didn't. So I got this one because I kind of thought maybe it would be a better fit just because it has more of like a Christmassy theme going on there. Like we've got the presents, we got ornaments, we got bows, we got a Christmas tree, we've got garlands, snowflakes. Like there's just a little bit more to it, and it's a different green. And if you look at the cross stitch pattern, like this bright green is kind of shows up in the scarf and in the garland here. Obviously it doesn't quite match the Aida itself because the Aida is really dark, but that doesn't bother me. I just think this is going to be a better option than the than this lighter green. I think they both work really well. They're both super cute. I just think this one's going to go better. So I'm going to switch out the backing fabric from this one to this one, but it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same interior fabric. And then of course I also have this like bright red ribbing that will go around the border. The next whip that I was able to work on this last month is my Etsy pattern called Witchy Desk, which here is the picture here. And I got this from Etsy. I will link that Etsy seller's shop below. She's got a ton of cute patterns, but this is the one that I worked on. I wanted to start something small so that I could have a quick finish. It is taking me longer than just a quick finish, but we're getting there. But I also wanted to, I worked on this one for the last month because of Karla from Karla Being Crafty. I will link her channel down below. She does her birthday's in August this month, and she has a black cat. I have a black cat. So she does every year, she does what she's calling her Black Cat Birthday Sal, hashtag Black Cat Birthday Sal, where she stitches on a project that has a black cat on it. And so I was already working on this one, and she's kind of a buddy of mine, so I decided I wanted to keep working on this one to participate in her Sal. So here is where I was last time you saw this project, and here is where I've gotten to this past month. So I finished 50% basically, a little bit more because the bat is, like the middle line is right here. So we've got the bat on this side. And then I've started coming this way on the desk part. So I was able to add in more of the desk, this little potion bottle, this little ghost, and then the cat, which is supposed to be a black cat. I mean, if you look at the pattern, you can't tell me that's not a black cat. But the called for colors are like, there's no black in it. So it's a gray cat, but it's a black cat. You know what I mean? It's gray, but it's black. It's black, but it's gray. So I've finished this section here. And you also may recall that last time I had told y'all about how I made a bobo. I messed up. What I did was, whenever I came down here to do this bottom shelf, I came down this border first, and I ended up stitching it 5 stitches too short. Like, I cut myself off too fast, and I counted like 3 times, and I still messed it up. But I didn't notice until I came over here and started stitching the skull and the candle, because I was working back up this way, and I went to go light the wick because it's supposed to look like this. And I was like, hang on, the fire is going to be here. And I was like, that's not right. Something's not right. So I figured out what I did. I made the border 5 stitches too short. And I decided that instead of frogging all that work, which I desperately didn't want to, I was gonna fudge it. I was gonna work with it. So ultimately what that means is I kind of have to make some alterations on this entire bottom shelf. And I did some here, so I'm gonna show you what I did. So I'm gonna put what it's supposed to look like here on this side, so you can kind of compare. So the first alteration is obviously my wick on this candle is unlit. It's just kind of hanging out there, which I'm totally fine with. It doesn't bother me that this candle is not on fire. It's fine. And then this potion bottle is supposed to have, I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's like little green stitches in there. They're like little bubbles kind of, and there's supposed to be a couple coming out the top between the bottle and the ghost. And I just took those out. I took the little green bubbles out. I mean, they're kind of hard to see on this dark Ada anyway, so I'm not that torn up about it. And then the cat is actually 2 or 3 stitches taller in the pattern. And I just took, like right here in the middle, I just took him out. I made him a shorter cat. And it worked out perfectly because the tips of the ears come right up against the bottom of the plant there. Whereas in the other pattern, I think there's like a stitch, or I'm sorry, a space or 2 between the cat's ears and the plant. And I just made him touch, you know, who cares? And so those are the changes that I've made so far, and I'll fill you in once I get over here and make some more. But yeah, that's where I'm at here. And this is done on a 14 count navy Ada, 2/1 with the called for threads, all DMC. No specialty stitching other than just a little bit of back stitching. No French knots, nothing. So it's a super easy pattern, and it's perfect for Karla's birthday Sal, and it's gonna be perfect for Halloween. So I'm gonna keep working on this in September and October, and then I'll hopefully get it finished. All right, let me show you the back of my Witchy Desk. Ta-da! Wow. So you'll see up here, I had started by starting and anchoring each of these little like solo stitches, and I absolutely hated it. It drove me bananas. So I just went ahead and started carrying my thread because I don't care. You can't, I mean, I guess if you're up close and personal, like hunting for it, you can see the thread, but why are you doing that? Back off, okay? The last project that I was able to work on this last month was my long dog sampler. I had worked on it the previous month and I just wasn't ready to put it away yet. I'm just having such a good time stitching on it, so I just continued. So here is my long dog sampler. It's called the Pointed Fifth, at least the English version is called Pointed Fifth. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I think it's Quinto Acuto. I have no idea. I don't know if it's Spanish. I don't know if it's Italian. And I don't know how you say it. So I'm just gonna call it the Pointed Fifth. And I did join a Facebook group that is dedicated to this pattern. So if you want to join that, or if you want to start this pattern, or if you are working on this pattern, there is a Facebook group where people kind of are showing their progress on their projects. So here is what it looked like the last time that you saw it. And here is where I'm at now. I have finished all the way to the end here. Yay! That's kind of why I didn't want to put it away, because I had just finished this section and I hadn't done this part up here, or this last little half motif, I guess, or half of the, I don't know what you call it. It's half of one of these. And so I wanted to just go ahead and finish it. So I did. I kept working on it, and I was able to get that last section done. So each section I'm trying to put in like a little teeny bit of this gold metallic featured, you know, in just a couple of places. In this one, it was in the date. And in this last section, I put it right here in the middle of the owl's belly. But yeah, ooh, sorry, this is kind of difficult to hold. It's like, it's a big piece. The finished size is just under like 2 feet by 2 feet. This section here is the midway point. So to come back this way, there's 2 more windows and then another half window, and then I'll be at the other end. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start working this way. Yeah, so this is done on a 32 count Lugana that I got from Everything Cross Stitch in the colorway Exotic Orchid. And the flosses that I'm used are my own choices. Okay, that was all of my whips for the month of August. I do have just like the tiniest little bit of haul, and then we'll go over plans for next month. So the only haul that I got this last month was a couple of needle minders, and that was it. Obviously I didn't want to order a bunch of stuff since I was in the middle of packing and moving. So I just got a couple of needle minders from Etsy, and these are from the shop called Blow Your Minder. I will link their Etsy shop down below. And they are little tarot cards. And they're so cute. I think there's like 2 or 3 other ones besides these 3, but these are just the ones I got. So this one, let me see if you can, it's not really focusing on them, but this one is the sun tarot card. It's got, you know, we've got a sun here, we've got the little flowers. This one is the star, and you may see it. There's a little black kitty. Oh my God, how cute. And then the last one is the moon. So we got a crescent moon with some light rays coming off of it and some clouds. So yeah, that was my only haul this month. not a lot to dig through. Also, I wanted to ask, okay, so I've had problems before, and these are kind of leaning that way. I've had problems before where I've ordered needle minders and the magnets are kind of weak. So I'm curious if, like, A, if you guys have had that same problem, and B, how you deal with it. Like, these are set up to where, like, the magnets on the back are just kind of glued there. So I don't know. I mean, they're really glued there. So I don't know if I could, like, pick it off and attach stronger magnets, or, like, you can see the magnets that are the attaching magnet and then the magnet that's actually on the minder itself. They're two different sizes. So, like, I wonder if I get these magnets in a stronger variety, would that help? Or is it just that, you know, this is not a magnetic metal, so there's nothing I can do to strengthen that? I don't know. But, like, obviously they work. Needles do attach to it. It's just they're kind of barely hanging on. And that worries me a little bit whenever I use them. And please understand, I'm not trying to badmouth this shop. I've had other needle minders that have done that before, that I've gotten from various places. And I just kind of don't know what to do about it. And it always bums me out whenever I don't get a strong magnet needle minder. So what do you guys do about it? Do you fix it? Do you live with it? I don't know. I'd like to know. Tell me in the comments. All right. I think that's everything. I did want to show you guys where I'm stitching now. I have a whole new stitching spot that is just a corner of my living room that I dedicate exclusively to cross stitching. It's so comfortable. It's right in front of a window, so there's lots of good lighting. And so I know a lot of people are curious about other people's stitchy spots, so I just wanted to show you mine since I'm kind of really happy with it. All right, before we finish off, let me just go over plans for September for my next update. So for sure, I'm gonna keep working on my focus project, which is the Christmas Cuddle stocking. My goal is to finish it. I only have that little bit of the heel and the toe left, and it's done. And so my goal is to finish it. And then my sort of stretch goal is to fully finish it, but I don't know, I don't wanna hold myself to that because I feel like that's kind of pushing it. But my goal for the end of September is to have my Christmas Cuddle stocking finished. And then once that's done, I'm gonna do a new start, and I've already had my my next project kitted up, and that is my Luna Mystica by Bella Filipina. So she's kitted and ready to go. Once I finish my Christmas Cuddle stocking, I can start her. And I'm really excited about it too. Also, I want to keep working on my Witchy Desk because it is that time of the year to be working on Halloween and spooky themed stuff. So I'm gonna keep working on that and see how far I can get. I don't think I'll be able to finish it in the next month. Like I'm still just over the 50% mark, you know. And it's time to bring out my fancy ladies again. So I've got my blue lady from Etsy and then my Mirabilia. So I want to bring those girls out too to get those going again. Anything I'm able to accomplish beyond that, well, that's just icing on the cake. So, wrap up. Kelly messaged me on my email account so I can get you your new project bag and your new pattern. If you have any questions at all about the books I showed you, the patterns I worked on, where anything, you know, anything you see, just leave them in the description box down below. If you just want to say hi, say hi. I'll say hi back. I like saying hi back. I like talking to you guys. And then you can go follow me on Instagram to see my progress on on my cross stitch projects and then my quilting projects there. Oh, also, if you are a quilter, if you're at all interested in quilting, go check out my Quilters Corner videos. I do those once a month as well, and those are just exclusively dedicated to my quilting projects, which you'll usually see behind me here. That's it. That's everything. I'm done. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my channel, and I hope you come back next month. And in the meantime, I hope you have a productive stitchy month, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye!